Hey guys, how you doing? We are live for another episode of Technology Tuesday, and today we're talking about web pages, no coding, no fear. I'm going to show you how to do it starting right now. Hey, how you doing, Jerry? Another week, bro.
Greg Russell in the building, Jerry Franklin Poe in the building. Technology Tuesday at 2. Back at it again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man. This topic, I find it interesting because it's something that sounds boring on the surface, but can be extremely helpful if you understand the nuances behind it. Being a person who doesn't know that much about coding myself, to be completely transparent, yes, in college I did take a couple classes on C++, but that was not my favorite topic or subject. After that, I was like, I don't want nothing to do with this stuff. So I'm not a coder, have no desire to be a coder. And I know for a lot of people that can sometimes be a hindrance in them wanting to build a page themselves. So they typically want to outsource that to somebody else, which is not a bad idea. There's always a good idea to have people who are experts build your pages, but sometimes you want to throw something together and it's a time-sensitive situation. And having a simple to use or easy to use page builder that can create something that looks professional makes your life a lot easier. And I know when we were looking at a new site that I built like a couple months ago, being able to build stuff like when you were busy doing something and you didn't have time to like make all the changes that I wanted to make on the fly. So I was able to go in myself and use the simple tool and able to get stuff done. So I'm so excited to share with some of the folks the tech tools for building web pages that we are aware of to help those other folks out there, they're like myself. Maybe they're a speaker, an author, a coach who want to put something together but don't think or don't feel they have the tech savvy to do it.
That's interesting because it's funny, even though I have a digital marketing agency and I've been building websites for years, I'm not a coder either. And starting off early, I had to deal with a little bit of code, but nothing to consider myself a coder. I could never start from scratch and just write the code. But I found some very powerful, easy ways to make that process really easy, and not only easy for myself, also easy for my clients. And so, I'm pull out a page out of your book. So before we dive into page builders, we got to define what a page builder is and how it works.
Say it again. Repeat that, Greg. So I don't know if we lost you.
I said we got to determine what a page builder is and how it works.
Right. Yes. What it is and how it works.
Yeah. So, one of the things that I train on is building sites in WordPress. And WordPress is a platform that was originally just for a blog, but it has turned into a CMS, right? A content management solution that allows you to manage your content and basically on your website. And I highly recommend, WordPress over everything else out there. And I know there's lots of different things now, more than ever before, but still WordPress still powers more than 80% of the websites that are on the internet. It is still the 800-pound gorilla that is still king of the mountain, king of the throne when it comes to websites. And so that platform is what we build our websites on, our clients' websites, and it's what I highly recommend you look into if you're wanting to have a website that you can control the content and manage it yourself. And one of the things that we use to make it super easy for the average person is by adding a page builder on top of WordPress. So a page builder is a plugin that you can install on WordPress that makes building the pages drag and drop simple, super easy for the average person.
And I think that's the key, man. Super simple. I believe in that KISS principle, KISS, keep it super simple.
Yep.
Put a little positive spin on that for those who are expecting something different. And by having the ability to have that plugin in WordPress, it made it a lot easier for myself to just go in there and make the changes and see the changes immediately without having to wait on somebody else to get it done, because it was something I needed to put together for an offer that I was going to be making within like the next couple of days. Like, okay, I need to put this together really fast to get this out there to people so they could take advantage of it before this deadline I had. So that to me is what makes the whole thing, key to you. And then for those listening, I know we got some people on here live. I saw some comments in the box. So who was out there? I think Terea's out there. Hey, Terea, how are you doing?
Hey.
Great to have you watching.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. Now, this could be you're watching live, or this could be the replay, because we might be having some streaming challenges at the moment. I'm not sure about the feed, if it looks clear on your end, Greg. How does the feed look on your end?
It looks good. I got good signals, so hopefully the technology monster won't catch us today. We'll be elusive if we can.
Yeah, we're going to be switching up services pretty soon to something bigger and better, because every week we keep going on with Technology Tuesday. We're always looking to improve the whole experience for ourselves and also for those who are watching, tuning in every week. And we're going to have some announcements. So on a side note, there are going to be some announcements on what's going on with the show in the next couple of months. So we got to keep that under wraps for now, as paperwork still being worked out, contracts still being signed, but there's something big coming down the line, something big. Yeah.
Excited about that.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a big thing. And that really ties back to what we're talking about, is sometimes when you are an entrepreneur, you can have an idea that you want to implement and test it immediately, and you may not have time to wait on your web designer to get it done. And by having a plugin, having a page builder to do that, it makes the whole thing a lot easier, because you can make real-time changes yourself and see the impact to your audience, see the impact for your clients, see the impact for your customers without having to rely on somebody else to make it happen. So the easier you could do that, the better. And the one I was using, Beaver Builder, was what I was using, was really easy. I was surprised at the easy use. I was surprised at how simple it was. And I had friends of mine who were using another platform, and they were getting into the CSC, some S, whatever it is, whatever that stuff was. They were like, oh, I had to do this to make a change. I had to do that to make a change. And I was like, nah, man, I was just going in here and I was like, boop, 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 put it all together. And it was fly. It was real dope how it all came out without having to do a lot of work, just being able to drag stuff where I needed to go and make some model, I won't say modifications that were simple, like cutting and pasting some code from here and there, but it wasn't a lot of work on my part in order to get the changes that I wanted to have something look professional.
Yeah, I think, specifically Beaver Builder, I have learned, I think, is one of the most easiest ones to use, but also show other people how to use. There are others out there, but Beaver Builder is by far my number one choice when it comes to a page builder. It is drop dead simple. It's easy to learn, and they have some really decent styles and modifications that you can do with Beaver Builder. And then if you really want to take it to the next level, there's something else you can add on top of it called Ultimate Beaver Builder, which gives you some really cool things. So it's like, a lot of times people are like, well, can it do this really cool aspect over here, like have stuff moving in? And I'm like, yes, but we can even take it to another level with the Ultimate Beaver. So what I really wanted to share with you guys is the Beaver Builder Basic. If you want to try it out, it's free. It doesn't cost anything for you to go ahead and test out the Beaver Builder plugin. If you have a WordPress website that's hosted on your own server, you can go Google Beaver Builder, grab the plugin and install it and try it out and see for yourself just how easy it is. And the cool thing is you don't have to change your theme. You don't have to do anything else, you can just create another a test page and go ahead and play with it and find out how easy it is to actually use.
And I will admit it is easy. And I haven't done the ultimate Beaver builder yet. It's like I'm not at the ultimate Beaver builder level, but the Beaver builder, the regular Beaver builder was real simple. I will attest that I was surprised how simple it was to put things in place without having to have like a lot of tech skill. And I think that's the biggest challenge is sometimes we get intimidated by the technology because over the years things have changed and are always changing. And it's like, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. And that fear of the unknown really holds people hostage. It's a mentality that we have around the technology. And we just feel like it's something that we can't do. And once you really see that some of the people that you're going to for support, they're using these things to help solve your problems. And if you know some of the tools that they're using, then not to say you don't want to use those people. I mean, it's always great to have a team of experts. Don't get me wrong. I'm always looking at how to leverage other people's efforts, leverage other people's ideas in order to free up your time, because time is a very precious commodity. However, if you know how to fix things yourself, and like if you know how things working on the back end, if you know how it all works, it's one thing to hire somebody to do it, but it's also important for you to know how things work just in case, to make sure it's all being set up properly the way you want. Because your vision is ultimately what the key is. And if you want things to look the way you want them to look, you might have to be able to make a change in the moment. There could be times where you are doing something and you're presenting. You might be having a virtual conference or a digital summit, doing something, and then like you got to change an offer or you got to change a page right there in the moment because like, oh, something needs to be altered or I have a new idea. And you may not have time to call somebody on the phone or email somebody, be like, I need you to make this change like right now, live changes. So if you know how to go in there and update stuff, you can make your own live changes. And that's what having these plugins and these page builders allow you to do, is to become independent when you need to go in and modify something on the fly.
Yep. Hey, Jill, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Our homegirl Jill there is checking out our show and what we do every week.
Jill,
the
relationship expert.
The relationship expert. Fix your relationship.
The transition master coach. That's right. Representing the DMV.
Awesome. Yeah, man. So I think and you tell me what's the number one question, Jerry, that you have as it pertains to managing your own website, and if you have anything as far as using a page builder?
I think the biggest question for myself is basically the ease. One is ease of use and maintaining or updating. Like, so, if something is going to be changing, things are always changing. Information is changing. New ideas are changing. We're changing. So how do you modify something? So as, for example, this year, a lot has changed in a short period of time, right?
Yep.
So if your page was talking about doing stuff in person, like, the pre-COVID life, right? The pre-COVID life. And now you got to come in there and modify stuff really quick to adjust it. Is like, well, do I have to rely on somebody else to do that all the time? Do I have to always have people on staff or on retainer in order to make the changes? I think that's the idea a lot of people have, is like they always have to have somebody on call versus being able to maintain or do maintenance themselves. Like, how much maintenance can I do versus how much maintenance do I need to rely on somebody else to do?
Right. It's interesting. I think about the history of how updating websites has changed and the importance of being able to log in there and do it yourself. And you said something earlier about being able to see it live. In the past, when you had to deal with quote unquote the code, you couldn't see your changes live. You had to make the change,
right,
hit
wait,
save. And if you even go back a little further, then you had to upload that file, then go on the website and look at it, which would be a lot of work. And then if it didn't look the way you wanted it to look, you had to go and work on the file and to do the process all over again. Well, today that's not the case. Today you can see it actually how it looks, make the change right in there while you're looking at it, hit save, and see it right then and there in front of your eyes. And I think that's the one thing that is just so much faster than what it used to be, what people had to do. And I think that being able to do that, especially like now, because when COVID hit, a lot of people wanted to put up notifications on what their standards would be, whether they were still having people come to their office, or hey, we've moved everything to Zoom, and put a notification on their website to say, hey, this is what we're doing now. Or if they had standards and procedures that they wanted to have available for the people, they could put it online. And so for those who could easily and quickly do that, they just did it themselves. And I think that for those people who have a fear or a concern, in today's technology, the way it is now, that shouldn't be a fear or concern anymore. You should definitely be able to get in there and just knock it out.
Yeah. I think for a lot of folks in business, well, I should say, I speak for myself, is sometimes we are living in the present day, but thinking in the past. So when it comes to technology, we're operating based off of what it was versus what it is now, because we may not always know what the latest thing is or the newest changes. I know when you showed me Beaver Builder, I was shocked by it because I was still thinking about what it was a year ago. I was still thinking about what it had to be like. Oh, that's not how I did it last time. Like, I was still thinking about the last time I did it, it took this amount of time, it took this much work. And then you're like, nah, man, use Beaver Builder. And I'm like, what? Beaver who? Like, what? Like, I had never heard of it. I was like, what's a Beaver Builder? Like, what is that? And I was just surprised how simple it was with this new plugin. Because to me, it was like, well, it almost seemed like unfair, that it could be that easy. Like, it's like, man, I can't believe it's that simple compared to what it took before in order to put something together.
Right. Yeah. So listen, man, if you guys want to see what we can do with it, and you have questions, let us know. You can also join our group at technologytuesday.com. Ask any of your questions in there. I'll be more than happy to share with you. And some of the things that people don't know, because there's other page builders out there. There's Elementor, which is a page builder. There's some other popular ones. And I would say Beaver Builder is one of the top 5, but it's probably not the most popular, but it's the most easy to use. And so that's why I like sharing it with people, to show them how easy it is. So if you guys want to see how that is, the other thing, something that most people don't realize, is that when you use Beaver Builder, you can save a page layout, and you can give that page layout to anyone who has Beaver Builder. So like I can create a whole page, save a code, give you that code, and be like, here's that page. You can go upload it on your website and then make whatever changes to it you want. So as far as templates from all the clients that I have all of those, pages, any page that I've, built or, clients we have access to, we can basically save it, which is pretty cool. So we have a plethora of templates that are pre-designed. And not only that, if you look at the Beaver Builder website, they have whole pages of professionally designed templates that you could use as well. And so you can really start to up level your web design by using this simple. Now, those aren't free. The plugin is free, and you can play with it. But if you want to get the really cool stuff, there's a fee you have to pay to get those. But it's much less than hiring a web designer who's going to turn around and use those pages to make your website anyway. So that's a little inside secret for you guys. And yeah, join the group, talk to us. Let me know if you guys have any questions.
So again, as Greg said, it's an investment, because you're either going to invest your time to do it yourself, or you're going to invest some of your resources and have it already set up for you and done for you. Time is something you cannot get back, and money, you can always make more of it. I look at time as a bank account where you don't know the balance. It's a bank account where you don't know the balance. So if you can always leverage, that's what a template would allow you to do, or hiring somebody else allows you to do, leverage other people's ideas, leverage other people's efforts to free yourself up So it's almost like you're buying your time back. So don't look at it as that's a mentality thing. Don't look at it as you're paying a fee. No, you're actually investing to get your time back and to free your time up to do other things that might be more important, like spend time with your family or your spouse, or, you know, go enjoy something that you do as a hobby. So that's how you want to think about it. It's like people look at this stuff as like, oh, the cost was, well, it's going to cost you something. And if it costs you time, then that's a higher price to pay than anything else. Your time.
More than anything. I think that's a great note to end on. And so we're going to wrap it up there. I want to, thank you, Jerry, for another great episode, another great week. I love your tips and your insight. You make doing this show a pleasure and easy for me. So I really appreciate that, bro.
That was my pleasure, man. My pleasure, G Money from New York.
Man. All right. So you guys join the group, and I will see you next week. Take care. Don't know what happened there. Let's try this again.